the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, Salman Khurshid takes a line completely opposite to that of his party and thankfully says that the abrogation of Article 370 was the best thing to happen. At 8:30 this evening, an unapologetic Kamal Hassan escalates the war over language, refuses to apologize for his remark that Kannada is born of Tamil. At 9 p.m. tonight, we have a huge security churn going on in India, and I will explain why at this time you can only be on either side. Either you're with the country or you're anti-national and against the country. Ladies and gentlemen, very often people ask me what I refer to when I speak of the Vadra Congress. They say, why don't I call it the Congress Party? Why do I call it the Vadra Congress? Now, let me explain why, viewers. Because there are two Congress parties. And mark my words, there will be the breakup where you will have the Vadra Congress on the one side and you will have the Congress Party on the other. What is the Vadra Congress? The Vadra Congress is a sub-party within a party that controls the main party. So there is a Congress Party, I acknowledge. But the group that is controlling the Congress Party from inside is a group centered around Rahul, Sonia, Robert Vadra, Priyanka and their acolytes. And this small family group, family plus family retainers group, controls the larger structure of the Congress Party. Now, I'm not just saying this out of an assumption, it is a reality. You see, viewers, the Vadra Congress has forced the Congress Party to take a line that has not been the line of the Congress Party in the past. It is what is seen by some to be an urban Naxal line, an extreme left line, a line that compromises national interest. Now, when leaders like Manish Tewari and Salman Khurshid and Anand Sharma go outside as part of the on-party delegation, then they say things which are in national interest. And very often, what they are saying in national interest is the most obvious thing to say. It's the most obvious thing to believe in. But when they are in the country, they are forced to take a line which is the urban Naxal line of the Congress Party. But that is not the line of the Congress Party. It is the line of the Vadra Congress. And since the Vadra Congress is like a holding company that controls the Congress Party, people like Salman Khurshid and Manish Tewari have to take the Vadra Congress line. Do they believe in it? They don't. Do they have to take the line? Obviously they do, because they have to maintain their position in their party, they have to get their Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha tickets and nominations, and hence they compromise. The most recent example, which is a big breaking story in fact today, is when Salman Khurshid has taken a line which is completely antithetical to that of his party as far as Article 370 is concerned. He was in Jakarta, Indonesia, I think, and he has said that this is the best thing that has happened to the country, the abrogation of Article 370. And because of 370, there was an impression that was given that Kashmir was separate and Kashmir remained a problem. But this government, the Modi government, abrogated it, which effectively it was put to an end. And in his view, broadly, the point he's trying to make is that that was the best thing to happen. Now, this position is completely contrary, ladies and gentlemen, to the position of Rahul Gandhi, who said the abrogation of Article 370 was an abuse of executive power, and the abuse of executive power has great implications for our national security. So Salman Khurshid has effectively taken on Rahul Gandhi, and good for you, Salman Khurshid, that you did that. I just wish you did it earlier. I wish you had never taken the urban Naxal line earlier, but as I say, better late than never. See what he said.
Kashmir had a major problem for a long time. Much of that was reflected in the thinking of the government in an article called 370 of the Constitution, which somehow gave an impression that it was separate from the rest of the country. But Article 370 was abrogated. It was abrogated. And it was finally put to an end because so much time has passed. Subsequently, there was an election in 65% participation in election. There's an elected government in Jammu and Kashmir today. And therefore, for people to want to undo everything that has happened, the prosperity that has come to Kashmir is something which is very unfortunate.
When you hear Salman Khurshid saying this, you almost have to pinch yourself that it is Salman Khurshid who's saying this, because in the bitter, frustrated, isolated, angry atmosphere of the Vadra Congress-controlled Congress party, this is the same Salman Khurshid who had threatened some time back that the kind of street anarchy that happened in Bangladesh could also happen in India. And now, do understand this, there are two Salman Khurshids. In 2019, he said, I'm against abrogation of Article 370. In 2025, as part of the all-party delegation, he says, it's a good thing to do. Now, while I keep that graphic on air, I want you to think, is Salman Khurshid taking different positions out of political expediency? Obviously so, I think so. But I would also like to believe that he's taking the position out of his realization that the abrogation of 370 was in national interest. However, I'm also compelled or tempted to think that maybe Salman Khurshid did not get an adequate sense of importance or political position or Rajya Sabha seat or whatever he expects from the Congress party leadership, and the party is so weak that it's in no position to do anyone any great favors, not even to their own family members beyond a point, since Robert Vadra himself has been waiting for a chance to fight re-election for a very long time. And hence, since Salman Khurshid realizes there isn't much to gain by taking the Vadra Congress line, he might as well take a pro-nation line. However, Salman Khurshid, I believe that you should take a line that is in national interest. It should not be a line that you take opportunistically depending on which side the political weather is turning. Ladies and gentlemen, however, the bigger story is this. So far, all these parties have never been involved in a national exercise in the way Narendra Modi is involving leaders of all political parties as members of all party delegations. You never had all party delegations earlier. You had a situation, you did have a situation where Atal Bihari Vajpayee was sent on diplomatic assignments by Indira Gandhi. But that, ladies and gentlemen, was an individual being sent. It was never done at an institutional level. The institutional involvement of all political parties for national interest did not happen even after 1974, the first nuclear test, or after 1998, the second nuclear test. Hence, what is happening is remarkable. You have never seen this churn, ever. And at the end of the day, there are only two sides in our political fabric today. Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Robert Vadra, Priyanka Vadra, and their minions on one side. And the rest of the Congress party, which is a large chunk of the Congress party, the rest of the opposition parties, and the NDA on the other. That's the way national politics is divided as of today. Let's debate.
संविधान के अनुच्छेद 373 के अंतर्गत भारत के संविधान के अनुच्छेद 370 के खंड 1 के साथ पठित अनुच्छेद 370 के खंड 3 द्वारा प्रदत्त शक्तियों का प्रयोग करते हुए राष्ट्रपति संसद की सिफारिश पर यह घोषणा करते हैं कि यह दिनांक जिस दिन भारत के राष्ट्रपति द्वारा इस घोषणा पर हस्ताक्षर किए जाएंगे और इसे सरकारी गैजेट में प्रकाशित किया जाएगा, उस दिन से अनुच्छेद 370 के सभी खंड लागू नहीं होंगे, सिवाय खंड 1 के नामक तदनुसार पढ़ा जाएगा। संविधान के समय समय पर संशोधित बिना किसी संशोधन और अपवाद के जम्मू और कश्मीर राज्य पर लागू होंगे।
The landmark moment of Modi government when the abrogation of Article 370 was announced to change the present and future of Jammu and Kashmir. Even back then, the negativity brigade did their best to fearmonger.
And what you do today will have catastrophic consequences in the future.
आप धारा 370 को खारिज नहीं कर सकते. This is a wrong interpretation of the Constitution.
It was the first big step of bringing the Union territory from the past of terror and trauma to what it is today, the Naya Kashmir. Once a dream, Tiranga at Lal Chowk is the norm today. A major decision backed by firm resolution changed the political and social landscape of Jammu and Kashmir.
आज की ये रैली उन लोगों को जवाब है जो कहते थे धारा 370 जाएगी तो खून की नदियां बह जाएगी.
Congress leader Salman Khurshid has lauded the changes that Jammu and Kashmir went through after the abrogation of Article 370 and the fact that Article 370 gave an impression that Jammu and Kashmir was separate from the rest of the country.
Kashmir had a major problem for a long time. Much of that was reflected in the thinking of the government in an article called 370 of the Constitution, which somehow gave an impression that it was separate from the rest of the country. But Article 370 was abrogated. It was abrogated. And it was finally put to an end because so much time has passed. Subsequently, there was an election in 65% participation in election. There's an elected government in Jammu and Kashmir today. And therefore, for people to want to undo everything that has happened, the prosperity that has come to Kashmir is something which is very unfortunate.
What Salman Khurshid has said, it is the reality which has not been acknowledged by Congress party and their leaders. And
Congress is trying hard to counter what one of their own has admitted.
The way you abrogated 370, process was not proper. Proper in a sense, you have not taken Kashmiri people into confidence. You put so many leaders behind the bars. It is not the way. You were not behaving like a prime minister of any democratic country. You are behaving like a dictator.
While the Congress leadership has taken an anti-India line on many recent occasions, is Khurshid's comment a reflection of disquiet and division within the party on national issues?
Tuin Sinha and Sangeet Ragi. Tuin Sinha, BJP spokesperson. Sangeet Ragi is author who's RSS leaning. Nikhil Jain is pro-Congress. Ratnakar Tripathi, who do you support? Salman Khurshid or Rahul Gandhi? Salman Khurshid has said that by removing 370, we removed the impression that Kashmir was separate from the rest of the country. And it was abrogated and that impression was finally brought to an end, which is a position of the government, of the ruling party and most of the people of the country. Rahul Gandhi is against the abrogation of Article 370, calling it an abuse of executive power. And he said this was unilaterally tearing apart of Jammu and Kashmir, abuse of executive power with grave implications for national security. As a Congress leader, who do you support, Salman Khurshid or Rahul Gandhi?
Salman Khurshid ji said what he should have said. He is there as a representative of the government, of the country. On a foreign soil, he said what he should have said. Any person who is representing the country will say so. And in the same press conference, he said the voters turnout was 65%. So, did he say so? That the 65% voters turnout and the elected government on 6th November 2024 passed the restoration of 370 with voice vote. Did he say so? He didn't say so. He just said that yes, abrogation helped. What could he have said? Nahi, abrogation galat hua. It was a wrong decision. So that you could have said ki on the foreign soil, the Congress...
You are truly shocking me. What you are saying, Tuhin Sinha, let me get your response to that.
Let me complete first.
What Ratnakar Tripathi is saying is that there are two lines. One is a national party line, a national line, a pro-country line, and the other is a Congress line. In other words, he's saying Congress line has to be that against the national line.
You support one who says in India that Muslims are terrorists.
Arnab, if you
all them cut away and then say the Palestinians are terrorists.
One not one above the other.
The foreign soil in Kuwait, Nishikant Dubey says that the terrorism doesn't have any religion. We gave everything to PLO. We called in Yasser Arafat in the non-aligned meet in the 83. We gave recognition to Palestine in 88.
Arnab, allow me to come in, please.
Support, sir? He said that Israel is not listening to anyone. We are giving $49 million.
I see no reason why you are getting worked up. Tuhin Sinha is responding to the change of heart of Salman Khurshid.
Yeah.
Tuhin.
You know, Arnab,
if
you consider the specific words of Salman Khurshid, what did he say? Salman Khurshid says that Article 370 had impeded the complete, the complete integration of Kashmir with India. These are exactly the words which the country and which BJP have believed for the last 7 decades. So, he has shown the mirror to Vadra Congress. He has shown the mirror to Rahul Gandhi. And why? Please allow me to speak. I'm saying something important. Why this endorsement? I'm sure, he has realized it over the last 5 years because he has seen development in Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, post the abrogation of Article 370. He has seen from 1986, when Congress was accused of rigging polls along with National Conference, to 2024, when record 65%, he has seen the development and change in Jammu and Kashmir post the abrogation of Article 370, and which is why he is speaking from experience. But, Arnab, today I want to remind you, of the extent to which Rahul Gandhi had gone to oppose Article 370, both in direct and indirect ways. We are all aware of his direct ways. He has, always criticized the abrogation of Article 370. But I am going to remind you of his indirect ways. He met Ilhan Omar on the eve of Jammu and Kashmir elections last year. Do we need to remind the country who is Ilhan Omar? Ilhan Omar has a pronounced anti-India stand and had visited POK in 2022, much against the wishes of Indian government. In 2022 May, he meets Jeremy Corbyn. Again, Jeremy Corbyn is somebody who's his anti-India stand on Jammu and Kashmir is well known. So, across the world, Rahul Gandhi had perhaps been secretly building up an opinion against the abrogation of Article 370, and that is why such assertive words by Salman Khurshid, who, by the way, has been a former Minister of State for External Affairs, holds a lot of importance. It tells the world that the present-day Congress party is reduced to a group of urban Naxals who cannot think in national interest, and that is why Modi ji will continue to lead the country for the next 20 years. I think, this is why Salman Khurshid's words are very, very significant.
Without trying to take away from the debate, I have a question. My question is to the Congress party and its supporters. Why does Rahul Gandhi keep meeting the Pakistan lobbies when he goes outside India? Ilhan Omar is a leader of the Pakistan lobby. And follow-up question to that, Sangeet Ragi, is that will Rahul Gandhi meet Ilhan Omar and Jeremy Corbyn and the other Pakistan lobby people even after Operation Sindoor? I want a commitment from the Congress that the Congress will cut off its connections with the Pakistan lobby because Operation Sindoor is on. We are still in a combat phase. I think they should make this clear. What do you think, viewers? Ratnakar, Sangeet Ragi, what do you think?
I think that Congress has always chosen to align with the narrative of Pakistan and China. I don't think that the Congress party under the leadership of Rahul Gandhi, or you call Vadra Gandhi, I have given a different phrase. I hope that you won't buy, but let me say that it is Italian National Congress. It is not Indian National Congress.
Italian National Congress, okay.
It is Italian National Congress. I have been talking about it for last 3-4 years. And this Italian National Congress, guided by the Vaticans, never have, in the past 1 decade, we must see, we just map out their policies and their articulation on the national issues. They always have tried to align their narrative with the narrative of China and Pakistan. Even after Sindhu, look at what kind of narrative they are trying to build. How many planes we have lost? Who is asking? Except for Rahul Gandhi, have you seen anybody else to ask this question? When the Operation Sindoor is on its way, it hasn't ended. It has been paused for a moment. Second point, majority of the leaders of the Congress party, Indian National Congress, again I am emphasizing, feel the same way what Salman Khurshid has articulated today. What Salman Khurshid has articulated is the articulation of national mind. This is how the country is feeling about or feels about abrogation of Article 370 or even Operation Sindoor. But the Congress party, Italian National Congress Party, would never accept it as a different narrative altogether. And that is why you look at, you talk to any person from the Indian diaspora, they are very highly critical of the Congress party. They are equating, the Indian National Congress Party with the Pakistani parties or the Pakistani narratives. You talk to anyone from the Indian diaspora. I'm talking about at the global level. You talk to people in the USA. You talk to people in the UK or even Australia. What they are saying that what this man is doing is this.
Is there going to be Nikhil? Is there going to be a split in the Congress because there are so many leaders, right?
You wish. Arnab,
there
you
are
wish,
so many
but
leaders,
that's not how it's going to be.
There are so many leaders who believe that the urban Naxal line of the Congress party, the meeting with the pro-Pakistan lobby, the continuous contact with people like Ilhan Omar, Jeremy Corbyn, who are known pro-Pakistan lobbies, right? Talking about saffron terrorism.
Can I now respond?
Talking about saffron terrorism, opposing the Supreme Court verdict on various issues. Salman Khurshid saying Congress should not have declared support for building the Ram Temple, being anti-Ram Temple, calling Lord Ram fictitious.
It's the same Salman Khurshid that you're facing today,
I think this overall feeling that the Congress party is basically like it's got vote bank politics in mind. People are uncomfortable with it, and that's why Manish Tewari and Salman Khurshid are declaring their independence. It's a declaration of independence by these leaders.
Can I now please respond, Arnab?
Unless I don't know how these people can work with after having said the right things which they have done, they can't work with this Vadra Congress lobby. So will there be a split with Vadra Congress on one side and Indian National Congress on the other?
Arnab, I think we can write your fictional novels after the news debate ends. Let's talk about issues of news. So first of all, Mr. Tuhin Sinha, the BJP spokesperson, said, I am quoting verbatim that Mr. Khurshid said, Article 370 impeded the integration of Jammu and Kashmir into the rest of India. That is not what he said. You actually ran it in your package, what Mr. Khurshid said. So I am catching the BJP person
know that.
lying
What's new?
on your television show.
I know. He supported the abrogation of 370.
Secondly,
he supported the abrogation of P70. Be on the point.
The words are different. The words
are not different. If you don't understand English, he said. The words are not different. Don't play with words. Tuhin is responding. Tuhin is responding.
He said Article 370. Salman Khurshid said Article 370 felt like Kashmir was not a part of India. So what is different from what I said? If these people can't even understand English, they deliberately and maliciously misinterpret the statement of EAM only to benefit their friends in Pakistan and China, and today they are saying that I didn't understand what Salman Khurshid said. What kind of behavior is this? This is exactly why we call you urban Naxals.
Arnab, can I please move on to the rest of the points? And the rest of the point is that Mr. Sinha says that the 1987 elections in Jammu and Kashmir were rigged. That is what he's saying. The Election Commission of India were organizing those elections. CRPF and Army were overseeing those elections.
I said these were allegations.
Peddling Pakistan's narrative.
Arnab,
this man is peddling Pakistan's narrative.
I said they were
Pakistan
allegations.
has been saying to the world for 30 years, 40 years now that the 1987 elections were rigged. And yet you have the BJP person saying this exact same thing. And that is the problem with the BJP. Their line is the the same as that of Pakistan. Now he says Operation Sindoor is still on way. Combat is still on way. How can you ask questions? Please don't ask questions. Please don't hold a parliamentary session. But that's not how a democracy works. They need to understand that once the firing is not being done, you can't keep on saying that we are in an active combat situation.
We are in. For God's sake, don't take an urban Naxal line now. We are in. Operation Sindoor is on. For God's sake, don't take an anti-national line.
Heaven's sake, everything is not anti-national. Everything that Prime Minister Modi says, or anybody who's opposing Prime Minister Modi, that is not anti-national. To question the government is the biggest
Don't
form
do
of
this.
patriotism.
People hate this.
Arnab,
People hate this,
specifically
Nikhil.
need to understand
People
that
hate
Mr.
this.
Sinha will definitely not agree.
People hate to see you doing this,
And
but you'd still do it.
No. People
Your political
hate this. People hate that. I don't care what I care. I care about my country.
Every time they ask, हमारे कितने विमान गिरे, every time the perverse glee which they derive in asking what are the losses on our side. How come I have never seen them celebrate when the DGMO lists out 11 PAF bases which have been completely destroyed? I never see them celebrating them. How come they are so desperate to find out what are the potential losses on our side? It almost seems they have been tasked by their foreign collaborators to find out this information. That is the reality. I don't see them ever
gun down the people in Pahalgam. You catch the terrorists who gunned down the people in Pahalgam. And so far as Mr. Khurshid's statement is concerned, that's the people.
You've been cut off now.
उनको बहुत जल्द मारेंगे. उस दिन आप रोइएगा मत, जैसे बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर के बाद सोनिया गांधी रोई थी, उस दिन आप रोइएगा मत. Very soon they will be brutalized. The Pahalgam terrorists will also be brutalized. We have started the countdown from 1999. IC-814 hijack. We have killed the terrorist of that involved in that hijack. We have killed the terrorist involved in the murder of Daniel Pearl. And very soon we will come down to the 2025 Pahalgam terrorists also. They will equally be brutalized beyond your imagination. But on that day, please don't shed tears like the way you people had shed tears in the Batla House encounter.
No, I think Ratnakar Tripathi, just an acknowledgement will be fine. I don't want much. I just want you to acknowledge that whenever there were terrorist attacks by Pakistan, you did nothing. That's why your position was anti-national. And whenever, you see, I'll tell you, 29th October 2005, Delhi bomb blast, 67 people were killed, 200 people were injured. You did nothing. You never did anything. When there were serial blasts in trains, 11 July 2008, 189 people were killed. 800 people were injured. Youngsters, listen to me. This Congress party, this Congress party represented by Ratnakar Tripathi here, it did nothing. I don't know why they were like this. In Jaipur, there were serial blasts. 2008, this happened 6 months before 26/11. 71 people died, 185 people were injured. Ratnakar Tripathi, what did you do? You said, we want Aman Ki Asha, we want peace talks.
Yeah,
you never did anything, Ratnakar Tripathi. Problem is you are lucky young people. Do you think young people don't remember that? You had a policy of working for Pakistan and with Pakistan. You never attacked Pakistan. There was no major attack by you on Pakistan. 2,000 people were killed in terrorist strikes. You did nothing.
The youngsters will find out what we did.
The youngsters know.
Pakistan, we divided Pakistan, what we did. So, I don't care what you say, sir.
You may not, but the people of the country do.
Now, let me speak, sir. I listen to your supporter of the Beijing Jeeping party, the BJP.
You are the ones who have got a signed deal with the Communist Party of China.
The external affair minister says, no. They are the bigger economy. What do you say? We shall go and fight with as a smaller economy with China.
He's never said those words.
Oh, the video is here.
Never used those words.
Shall I play
it? You're mutilating words, which is your habit.
No, I am not mutilating.
You are.
Not AI fiction. You know it, he said. No. They are bigger economy. And what do you think? Are you mad? We should, as a smaller economy, we should go and fight with China.
Name a single terrorist attack after which you carried out a strike on Pakistan. Simple. Give me one example. No, Sangeet Rajan. Simple. Ratnakar
Every
Tripathi,
youngster will see-
name one attack after which you decided to take military action against Pakistan.
He never got attacked in.
Arnab, Ratnakarji, just listen to me. Ratnakarji, just listen to me. The national outrage that evolved after attack on India by the terrorists. Every Congress party decided to convert into a dossier given to the information, Pakistan, and to convince them that
They were at our airbase. The anti-national stand by BJP in Pahalgam. 27 people were killed by the terrorists. And you ceased fire when the Pakistani shelling.
When 1 minute. I'll get Tuin Sinha. Ratnakar ji, you are senior to me. I'm not shouting at you, but I'll ask you something. 27 people were killed in Pahalgam. You are correct. 27 people were killed. Listen to me. Listen, don't shout. 27 people were killed. 27 people were killed in Pahalgam. You are correct. And after that, we carried out strikes on the 6th of May and destroyed their terrorist camps, and we used the BrahMos to bomb their nuclear bases and military installations and air bases. But when 26 people were killed on the 13th of September 2008 in Delhi, when 135 people were injured, what the hell did you do?
Dr. Goswami.
What the hell did you do? What did you do? You were the cowards.
I'll tell you what they did.
What did you do?
Arnab, I'll tell you what they did. Exactly 7 months after 26/11, they brought home the shame of Sharm el-Sheikh.
Why did you do
so?
the
shame of Sharm el-Sheikh? Manmohan Singh, exactly 7 months after 26/11, goes to Sharm el-Sheikh, and there he agrees with Pakistan Prime Minister, then Pakistan Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani, that India's role in Balochistan should be interrogated. Imagine the kind of humiliation, imagine the kind of embarrassment Manmohan Singh had brought to the country just 7 months after 26/11.
Yes.
And we all know they were incapable of taking action. July 2006, 200 plus people were killed in train blasts in the country. In Mumbai, there were 11 or 12 train blasts on the evening of July 11, 2006. So all of these blasts, all of these terror attacks went unpunished. We are not even, we know that you were incapable. You probably enjoyed, bombing Mizoram in 1966. That is all you could do. But when it came to action against Pakistan, you could never grow out of Aman ki Asha. We have shown you what is BrahMos ki Bhasha. My only expectation from Rahul Gandhi today, and I am asking this from the Congress representative on your show, can Rahul Gandhi commit that in future, in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, he will not go abroad and, meet the Pakistan lobby leaders in UK and USA? Can you give me that commitment today on the show?
Tuhin Sinha, you first answer that why did you cease fire when more than 17 people were killed by Pakistani shelling? Why did the state kill them? In the Pahalgam, 27 people were killed by terrorists.
DGMOs have answered this question.
Government killed their own citizens.
Okay, there were twofold objectives. There were twofold objectives of our action of Operation Sindoor, and those objectives were achieved. One was to kill terrorists. We attacked 9 terror bases, and when Pakistan attacked us, we retaliated by causing them collateral damage by destroying 11 of their PAF air bases. The ceasefire is a technically incorrect term over here. It was Pakistan which pleaded us to stop our punitive action. We agreed to them only on the condition that Pakistan.
Well, I don't think the Congress Party traditionalists will change their line. But I welcome the change of heart of Salman Khurshid, because clearly he is realizing that everything he's done in the past by towing the Vadra Congress line is wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, politically speaking, the Vadra Congress is therefore a holding company with majority equity in the Congress Party. But things are changing. The Vadra Congress will lose control very soon. That's my prediction. And now, the other big story through this whole week, a major language row suddenly emerged in Karnataka after controversial actor Kamal Haasan, who's been gifted a Rajya Sabha seat by the DMK, made a very controversial remark suggesting that Kannada was born out of Tamil. Protests against Kamal Hassan and his upcoming movie have intensified in Karnataka. However, when confronted today with the possibility of retracting his remarks and apologizing, Kamal Hassan says he will not apologize if he is not wrong.
அதில் தமிழிலிருந்து பிறந்தது தான் உங்கள் பாஷையும், ஆனால் நீங்களும் அதில் உட்படுவீர்கள்.
Bengaluru, Mandya, Ramanagara, Chitradurga. From the IT hub to the heartland, Karnataka is burning in protest, and the fire is aimed at one man, Kamal Hassan. His posters shredded, boycott calls blaring, and even threats to torch theatres. The reason, pro-Kannada activists accuse Kamal Hassan of hurting Kannada pride.
இது அந்த ஊரில் இருக்கும் என் குடும்பம், அதனால தான் அவர் இங்கே வந்திருக்காரு. அதனால தான் நான் பேச்சை ஆரம்பிக்கும் பொழுது நான் உயிரே உறவே தமிழே என்று ஆரம்பித்தேன். அதில் தமிழிலிருந்து பிறந்தது தான் உங்கள் பாஷையும், ஆனால் நீங்களும் அதில் உட்படுவீர்கள்.
They demand nothing less than a full apology or a full stop to his film's release.
ಅವನು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ದುಡ್ಡು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಾದರೆ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವನು ವಾಪಸ್ಸು ಆ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರನ್ನ ಎದುರಾಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಸಂದೇಶವನ್ನು ಆ ನಿರ್ಮಾಪಕರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಆ ನಟನಿಗೆ ಕಮಲ್ ಹಾಸನ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಚಿಕೆದಾರರು ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಹೊರತು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮನವಿಗಿನವಿ ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ.
And now the Kannada Film Chamber of Commerce has dropped the hammer. Thug life officially banned in Karnataka. The message crystal clear. But Kamal Hassan, he's not backing down. No apology, no retreat, no remorse.
If I am wrong, I will apologize. If I'm not, I won't. It's my lifestyle. Please don't tamper with it.
Kamal Hassan has stoked the Kannada versus Tamil controversy at a time when the DMK, a party backing his Rajya Sabha candidature, is facing charge of Tamil language chauvinism vis-a-vis Hindi. So the question, is it a calculated move to add to the DMK's Tamil chauvinism? Is Kamal Hassan's stand one of principle or provocation? Is his defiance justified or is an apology long overdue?
Now, Chetan Kumar is a well-known actor. He is joining us from Bengaluru. He's a social activist also, known for his various roles in various films, very famous in Kannada and across Karnataka. And Ranjana Nachiyar is an actor. She's a turned politician. She left the BJP on the Hindi issue and she's joined Vijay's party TVK. She's for Kamal Hassan. Chetan, I presume, is anti-Kamal Hassan. I want to start with you, Ranjana. You know, to be patronizing to another state, another language, another culture is unacceptable. But to say that Kannada was born of Tamil, and now to say, I didn't mean it. What did he mean? Who talks like that? Why is it necessary to talk like that? Ranjana, can I get your response, please?
Yeah, hi, good evening. Actually, what Kamal Hassan has come to say is, historically, Tamil language is the origin of Dravidian languages. You can see the list: Greek, Hebrew, and Tamil and all that. And Kannada is not in that list. They are they are also ancestral languages, but not before Tamil. Only after Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, Telugu, all these languages have derived from Tamil only. It is a fact we have to accept. And there is, if Kamal Haasan is a universal actor and he has great fans throughout the world, and if he is uttering a word, he will not do that without any research. And what is wrong in Kamal Haasan's statement?
Okay, so I will let Chetan respond, but I would say that Kamal Haasan is not a historian. Kamal Haasan is not a linguist. Kamal Haasan has a habit of speaking more than he knows. And then saying, I didn't mean it. But he has heard sentiments of people. Maybe he's doing this to keep the DMK happy because they've given him a Rajya Sabha seat.
No, not at all. We need not get into that politics, and people like us, we are making it a big issue and creating a language war that is not good for our neighbors, cousins like Malayalis, Canadians, Telugu, we are all like friends. When we are facing some disaster, they come
he
here
always
to
tries to divide North, South, Hindi, non-Hindi, South Indian, Dravidian, non-Dravidian. He's only creating a divide. He's a good actor, but a very divisive man. I'll let Chetan respond. Chetan.
Arnab, thanks for having me. First of all, this is not a Kannada versus Tamil conflict. This is a conflict between truth and lies.
Only fat with
and what Kamal Haasan has said, he said that Kannada is derived from Tamil. Tamil is almost like a mother of sorts. This is factually inaccurate. This is a shameless, barefaced lie. See, Tamil and Kannada and Telugu and Malayalam are sibling languages, sister languages, brother languages, cousin languages. If you look at it historically, and linguistic scholars, Tamil politicians, as well as other people have been speaking about Robert Caldwell. Robert Caldwell in 1856, in his book, he writes about how Tamil is the mother of all languages. He also writes about Aryans are racially superior, which means Europeans and upper caste than Dravidians. So you should believe that. But that, since 170 years, has been debunked over the past 100 years. Mr. Kamal Haasan is not speaking with facts. Mr. Kamal Haasan has no understanding of linguistic science, and the problem is, these Tamil leaders don't either. The problem is, even though he is wrong, even though he has made this statement that is factually inaccurate and unwarranted and false, he doesn't have the humility to accept that and accept his mistake and correct his words. Instead, he professes some kind of moral high ground. There's a certain arrogance. We all respect him as an actor. But as a thinker, as a leader, he is very flawed and very problematic, and ideologically, I'm not convinced with that. So even I'm getting calls and messages from a lot of activist-minded, conscientious people in Tamil Nadu youth who are saying, we don't agree with Kamal Haasan's statements.
Really?
They are false and unwarranted. But it's these leaders who are using jingoistic ideology to kind of promote their language at the expense of truth. And this is problematic, and it is not. And they are the ones that are the Tamilians. We respect Tamil language. I'm a big fan of Periyar, and Periyar is a Kannada mother tongue who built the Dravidian movement. We respect that. But at the same time, lies should not be put forward, and there must be updated. These leaders must be updated.
And of course, we respect Tamil language, Tamil culture. But Ranjana, I'll just open the lines for a bit. I'll take two callers. I don't know if you know, Ranjana, but Kannada is one of the major Dravidian languages. It has a documented history going back over 2,000 years. It evolved from Proto-Dravidian. I'm reading from reports.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? No, 1 minute. The earliest known Kannada inscription, Kannada inscription, which is the Halmidi inscription, dates to 450 BC. Right?
Yes, yes.
So it is a classical language of the country. It has huge historical and cultural significance. Now, I do not understand why Kamal Haasan can't say sorry. He's so egoistical. Ranjana. Why can't he say sorry?
I will not accept your point. This is a point not to discuss about Kamal Haasan's character or ego and all that. This is a point where we need to accept the real fact. he has spoken the fact which we need to accept. Tamil
you are trying to create a
Tamil
hierarchy of languages,
it is
you know.
yearly documented.
Why? What is the fact? You have
Of
said
course,
you have said Kannada has no identity of
But-
its own, and that it is born out of Tamil. Why do you talk like that? Because you have been given a ticket by the DMK.
But that is fact, right? We can't
fact
hide
is-
facts for years. That is
That
a
has
fact.
been
We need to
debunked by all
accept, yeah.
linguistic scholars over the past 100 years.
Open some calls.
I want some proof.
Yeah.
You
There
want
is
what
plenty
kind?
of proof. All linguistic scholars have debunked the idea that Tamil is a mother language. It is completely accepted in the past 100 years that these are sibling languages. Kannada has developed on its own, same Proto-Dravidian roots, but they are independently developed languages. And there's some cultural links that has happened, but they are independent languages. In fact, spoken language, we can't even say Tamil is older than Kannada. But written, I will accept there might be an older kind of heritage in Tamil literarily. But spoken, we cannot say Tamil is older. There's no evidence
See,
for
they
that.
can be called sister languages.
Yes, sister languages,
But
sibling
you
languages.
can't say one is born out of the
Yes.
other.
That's a lie.
Yeah. Yeah,
Why-
of course, Kamala Hassan might have told that it's a sister language.
He didn't
And
say that.
No,
He
he
didn't
has
say
not
that.
told-
Nobody would
he may
object
be,
if he said that.
He may be told.
Lines on. Yeah?
Yeah, maybe he might have told with the slip of tongue. I don't
Slip
know
of
why
tongue?
he has told in that way. But Kamala Hassan never Kamala Hassan never hate Kannadigas or Malayalis or anyone. He loves everyone, everywhere. He is a universal actor that you cannot refuse. And why do we need to impose one language into imposing one language into others?
Because
is only
important
wrong.
linguists
Every
like Dr.
language has
P.V.
its unique
Krishnamurthy,
quality.
a
It's very
very recognized and celebrated linguist, epigraphist, he says none of the languages are born out of the other. They developed as distinct branches from Proto-Dravidian, with similarities in grammar, word formation, vocabulary. Like there is a similarity between Assamese and Bengali. Do you understand?
And also, Mr. Kamal Hassan says.
But one is not born of the other.
Yeah.
Also, Mr. Kamal Hassan says, I said this out of love. I am not saying when he
That's
spoke,
one
he
is
said
not
it out of
born out
malice
of
or
other,
hate.
but
And
still Kamal
Karnataka
Hassan
people
might
have
have
also
told
never
that.
expressed any hate towards Kamal Hassan. But either way, even if he said it out of love, like he proclaims, what he said was factually inaccurate and false.
Okay,
He should
we'll
have
take
the
our first
humility.
caller, Vaidi from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Vaidi?
Good evening, Arnab.
Good evening, Vaidi. What do you think?
See, Kamala Hassan having some, utter nonsense, and we are all used to it, and this is what happened. When he floated his Makkal Needi Mayyam party a couple of years back, he rattled in front of all those assembled there, saying that his party was primarily floated to root out corruption. Now, with that motive, he asked many people to join his party. Many people say that once they, knew his dubious motive, many of them deserted his party and ran off. Now, he has not made even a speck of an impact with his party in Tamil Nadu politics. He is desperate to get his Rajya Sabha seat, for which he
This is out exactly, Vaidi. I think it's out of desperation. I've got Balasubramaniam from Bengaluru. What do you think, Mr. Balasubramaniam?
Good evening, Arnab. Kannada, being a Kannadiga, we are all proud of Kannada language. And Kamal Hassan being one of the star actors, he should learn to respect every language. He has earned even acting in Kannada movies. And many of his movies are being watched by many people in Karnataka. And it was an unnecessary controversy that he has created. And in fact, India has so many languages. And if you see it, most of the countries, they're having only one language.
I think he's obliged to the DMK, so he has to take this line, Mr. Balasubramaniam. Our last caller, Dr. Vaishali Shinde from Kolhapur.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Vaishali.
Hi. Should I continue?
Yes, please.
So, see, Arnab, I'm also a linguist, and definitely throughout India, the research is going on with reference to Dravidian also and Devanagari also. So unnecessarily to create such kind of chaos, and this lady is straightforwardly refusing that no, Kamala
Ranjana,
didn't say that. Please, for God. Okay, accept it. And similarly, if you don't know anything about languages in India, don't come and sit here to just insult one or other language.
Ranjana ji, would you like to respond? Dr. Vaishali feels that since you are not experts in linguistics, you should not make a political statement on things like this.
That's true. I am not an expert, you are not an expert. Nobody is expert in linguists, right? We need not argue about this.
She is.
And therefore,
nobody is expert to talk about this actually.
Throughout India, this research is still going on. You cannot just deny yourself. You cannot deny what exactly is the truth, and you cannot deny what I didn't say also. For God's sake, accept it. You are not a linguist, accept it.
Everyone, all three. Well, I think Dr. Vaishali is making a point here that this should be left to domain experts. I agree. It's not for actors or politicians to comment on. The problem is, Chetan, Ranjana ji, that Kamal Hassan feels he knows everything about everything. That is his fundamental issue. And I don't think when you have a public following, you need to be more responsible about what you say. I thank you both very much. We love both the languages. We have run a very successful channel in Karnataka, and we hope to even come to Tamil Nadu one day. I think we should all be coming together in the spirit of nationalism. I thank you very much, Ranjana and Chetan, for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, I personally think that one of the biggest challenges of the country is that there are huge battles, internal and external, from Maoists to infiltrators to Pakistan. There is a huge national security churn going on in India. This is a unique moment. I believe the next 2 or 3 years, we need to completely unite in national interest. I'll connect the dots when I'm back at 9, and we'll debate why I feel you can either be for or against the country now. There is no grey area. When I'm back.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते।
सर फैंस हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना।
नए वाले नहीं करते। And they listen to what I say.
The new generation Orient BLDC fans, super silent performance with voice control.
सिली में आए तो और
Cricket fans.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
विमल में गुलिस्तां की ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की इस जुबान में खुद को ऐसा डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं ना? विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुलें तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में खुद को ऐसे डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं? विमल, बोलो जुबान कैसी?
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
I have seen it, what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, urgency, courage, responsibilities. At Republic School of Journalism, you'll be trained for that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning inside.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime, Raho Befikar. Co-powered by Best Internationally Recognized Hospitality Education Brand in India.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Where the software engineer meets the talented photographer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar and I'm here to tell you that also gives me the license to guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management.
We don't just get you the headlines, we report on them. We get information from the highest level of sources. We get you news from the men in uniform, from those on the front. At Republic School of
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime, Raho Befikar. Co-powered by Best Internationally Recognized Hospitality Education Brand in India.
Where the software engineer meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते।
सर फैंस हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना।
नए वाले नहीं करते। And they listen to what I say.
The new generation Orient BLDC fans. Super silent performance with voice control.
सिली में आए तो और
Cricket fans.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुलें तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में खुद को ऐसे डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं? विमल, बोलो जुबान कैसी?
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar and I'm here to tell you that also gives me the license to guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management.
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy,
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Goswami on the debate.
Welcome back, and now it's time for the nation's sharpest opinion. And I feel, ladies and gentlemen, that in the given times that we are in, you can either be for the country or against the country. And there is no polite way of describing those who are against the country. The straightforward way, though some people may call it impolite, is that they are anti-national. Now, it's a choice people have. Nobody's forcing anyone to be anti-national. But if people are taking an anti-national line and then objecting to being described as anti-national, then they are also hypocrites, so I will call them anti-national hypocrites. Why am I taking such a position? You see, viewers, it's all intertwined. The country is going through a very, very challenging phase. It is a churn period. It is a period which once we cross, which we will, then we become one of the greatest countries in the world. And that means we have limitless opportunities. We've got to decide at this point of time where we want to stand. We want to stand with the country or against the country. We want to be nationalist or anti-national. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look at what has been happening around us. Let me help you connect the dots. Operation Sindoor, but there is also Operation Black Forest. There is also the ongoing deportation of Bangladeshi and Rohingyan infiltrators. There are diplomatic delegations being sent around the world which are all party in their constitution and nationalist in their perspective. There is a crackdown on terrorist assistance, who some people like to call overground workers in Kashmir, sleeper cells, ladies and gentlemen. And then there is a deep focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat and a push towards defense production like never before. In other words, the government is working very hard to fix things, problems which have persisted for decades, internal to the country and from outside the country. And so we can't as citizens look aside and say, listen, this doesn't really involve us, it's Mr. Modi's problem. It's not. You can't just want the good news like we got today, that Q4 GDP is 7.4%, beating the RBI's 7.2%. FY25 projections are 6.5%. Nominal GDP growth is 9.8%. Strong demand, effective policies. You can't just say, I want these kind of good numbers and take advantage of the growth in the Indian economy. But when it comes to other issues, I can be very woke about things. You can't be. If you're woke, if you're against the national interest, then you are an anti-national. And nobody likes people who are anti-national hypocrites who want to benefit from the economic growth of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to connect the dots and show you the pictures and tell you a little bit about the real battles which are being fought to make our country great. Operation Black Forest, as of this minute, there are thousands and hundreds of thousands of soldiers, paramilitary personnel who are fighting hard in the jungles to defeat the extreme left-wing terrorists like Naxal leader Basavaraju, 54 Naxals who were arrested, 27 Maoist terrorists who were killed, 84 Maoist terrorists surrendered. This is an ongoing battle. Be with Bharat and support this battle. Don't say it doesn't matter to you. Don't take a woke urban Naxal line. Don't take that tukre line. Operation Sindoor is ongoing against the terrorists. We have achieved a lot. And now we have a huge push in our defense infrastructure because we've realized our battle is not just against Pakistan, it's also against Pakistan, Turkey, Azerbaijan, and that triangular axis which is trying to encircle India with Chinese help. We have big battles. This is not the time to look away and say, I can choose to be a beneficiary of the Indian economy, but woke and anti-national as far as my country's armed forces are concerned, my country's paramilitary is concerned. You can't take that line. Don't be an opportunist. Hashtag be with Bharat. Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe you are also here to take advantage and benefits of the Indian economy, then you must also support the battle against terrorist assistance and overground workers. You can't become a bleeding heart who suddenly begins to say, it doesn't matter if somebody helps the Jaish-e-Mohammed. As long as they are not picking up a gun and killing people themselves, support to terrorists is okay. No, it's not okay. Fight the sleeper cells. Be against the terrorist assistance. Be with Bharat. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a huge crackdown on Bangladeshi infiltrators. You can't say, I'm going to employ Bangladeshis if they come on low wage. It doesn't matter that they've come without papers, that they're infiltrators in my country. If I benefit economically, it's okay. If you are supporting Bangladeshi infiltrators directly or indirectly, you're not with Bharat. Be with Bharat. Help throwing out the Bangladeshi and Rohingya infiltrators. Help to make our country safe. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, spies are being uprooted. I was just told another YouTuber has been caught who was on some biking trip across Pakistan. You heard about Jyoti Malhotra. You heard about Tufail from Varanasi. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't pretend, ladies and gentlemen, that there aren't Mir Jafars and Jaychans in our country's soil who will sell national interest for a few thousand rupees. This is an unfortunate reality in this country. Fight the people who are passing on information to Pakistan. Fight the people who are helping the enemy. Fight these people who are against the nation. Be with Bharat. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, to all of you, share this video and tell everyone you know. It may be your neighbor, it may be your friend, it may be your walking partner. Tell them to pick a side. Choose your side. Either you're for the nation, and if you're not for the nation, you are against the nation. Pick your side. Be with Bharat. Let's debate.
सुरक्षा आपके मजबूत हाथों में है, तब तक भारत को कोई ऋषि निगाहों से नहीं देख सकता, ऐसा मेरा पक्का विश्वास है.
India is rising as a major superpower in the world.
We are the fourth largest economy as I speak. We are a $4 trillion economy as I speak. And this is not my data, this is IMF data. India today is larger than Japan. So it's only the United States, China and Germany which are larger.
India has redefined its national security doctrine. Nuclear blackmail can deter India's resolve.
आतंकवाद के खिलाफ भारत की लड़ाई न रुकी है न थमी है. आतंक का फन अगर फिर उठेगा तो भारत उसे बिल से खींचकर कुचलने का काम करेगा.
India is unafraid to use all means necessary to protect its citizens.
अगर पाकिस्तान ने इस बार कोई नापाक हरकत की तो हो सकता है कि इस बार की ओपनिंग और किसी के द्वारा ना हो, हमारी नेवी के द्वारा होगी.
And India has resolved to accomplish its goals with a greater push on Atmanirbharta.
भारत अपनी रक्षा जरूरतों के लिए आत्मनिर्भर हो, ये हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था के लिए तो जरूरी है ही, ये देश के आत्मसम्मान के लिए भी उतना ही जरूरी है.
There is a new churn in the country to secure national interest on all fronts, foreign and domestic.
पाकिस्तान के हक में यही बात होगी कि वह अपनी जमीन पर चल रही आतंकवाद की नर्सरी को अपने हाथों से उखाड़ देंगे. इसकी शुरुआत उसे हाफिज सईद और मसूद अजहर जैसे आतंकवादियों को भारत के हाथों में सौंपने से करनी चाहिए.
While India takes down Pakistan's terror nurseries, a campaign is also underway within to weed out red terror.
जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर चल रहा था तभी एक ऑपरेशन ब्लैक फॉरेस्ट भी चल रहा है. 31 नक्सली मारे गए और उसके बाद अब तक और 36 नक्सली मारे गए. 31 मार्च 2026 ये देश की धरती पर से हम नक्सलवाद को समाप्त कर देंगे.
From clampdown on dubious influencers, crackdown on a mega spy nexus, or an all-out operation against illegal infiltrators, India is in a churn to protect all its fronts.
पश्चिम बंगाल को अब हिंसा की, तुष्टीकरण की, दंगों की, महिला अत्याचार की, घोटालों की राजनीति से मुक्ति चाहिए। हमें पश्चिम बंगाल के हर परिवार को सुरक्षा की, सुशासन की और समृद्धि की गारंटी देनी है।
At a time of such unprecedented national consciousness to secure India on all fronts, isn't it time for the nation to rise above partisan politics on issues of national security? Let's debate.
भारत माता की।
So there are only two sides that are there today. Either you are nationalist and with Bharat, or you are an anti-national. Either you are nationalist, which means you are for Bharat, you are for the nation. That is the definition of nationalism. Or you are anti-national. There's no polite way of saying this. People want me to be polite. Ratan Sharda, I can't be polite. If you're not with the country, you are against the country. That means if you're not with the country, you are anti-national. Right? And I believe Abid Mir Magami, nobody should be anti-national. Anti-national should not be in the country. If you're an anti-national, why do you want to be in the country? And C. Rajshekharan is there with the big headphones, pro-DMK. It's an attention-grabbing tactic from him. Ari, you can listen even with smaller earphones.
No, whatever is available only I can wear.
You look like you're going to space.
I am not funded by anybody. My friend Ratan Sharda knows that.
These are the costliest earphones you have, my friend.
Anyway, Anmol Pawar is there, Sanju is there, Deepak is there.
Narendra Modi and BJP have become patriotic Indian. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I just wanted to start by saying that I just wanted to start by saying that the country faces major challenges. There are lots of traitors, a lot of anti-national people, a lot of spies. We have major dangers, right? So far we've tolerated. Okay, Jio or Jine Do approach, very bad. Urban Naxals, Tukre, sabko leke chalo. This approach will now change. Next 2-3 years, you see what happens. Sabko leke chalo approach is changing. I think government has also realized now. Everything will change. They will get caught, sleeper cells, everybody. They'll be put in lockup. They'll be interrogated. Their background will be checked. Where they are getting money from will be checked. 3,600 terrorist assistants were caught after the Pahalgam terror attack. These are not overground workers. These are assistant terrorists. They work with Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toiba, and they make a lot of money. All will go. Ladies and gentlemen, in my hashtag tonight, Be With Bharat, in this debate, I welcome Abid Mir Magami of the Congress Party to make his opening remarks in response to my view that you are either with the country or you are anti-national. Abid.
कश्मीर आप हिंदुस्तान का हिस्सा मानते कि नहीं?
था, है और रहेगा. ऐसे तो सवाल पूछते क्यों हैं?
हम हिंदुस्तान का जो ताज है वहीं से है. तो आपको तो हमारी ज्यादा इज्जत करनी चाहिए. तो हम तो ज्यादा हिंदुस्तानी हुए ना. हम तो हिंदुस्तान का ताज है. तो आपसे तो ज्यादा ही हुए ना. फिर आपको तो हमें ज्यादा रेस्पेक्ट देनी चाहिए क्योंकि हम ताज है.
कैसे दे रिस्पेक्ट?
आपसे तो उम्मीद ही नहीं करते.
नहीं कैसे
आप तो अकेले भारत तो है नहीं. आपसे तो उम्मीद नहीं करते.
वर्सेस रतन शारदा एंड आबिद.
नहीं, आपसे तो उम्मीद ही नहीं करता क्योंकि आपको तो समझ नहीं आया मैंने क्या बोला.
कैसे इज्जत मिले?
आपको तो पहली बात समझ नहीं आई मैंने क्या बोला.
टेररिस्ट को घर में बुलाया.
कश्मीर हिंदुस्तान का ताज है कि नहीं?
ऐसी इज्जत चाहिए वहाँ के टेररिस्ट और सेपरेटिस्टों को.
नहीं, कश्मीर हिंदुस्तान का ताज है कि नहीं?
इज्जत करते हैं. आपको भारत का हिस्सा बनाया.
नाम है जवाब
बनाया. कांग्रेस ने आपको अलग रखा था. हम लोगों ने आपको भारत का हिस्सा बनाया।
नहीं।
हमने आपको इज्जत दी।
1947 से ही कश्मीर हिंदुस्तान का हिस्सा किसी ने
लेकिन नहीं रखा।
हम बाई चॉइस इंडिया के साथ आए।
दिया जाए,
नॉट बाय फोर्स,
प्रमाण पत्र दिया जाए।
बाई चॉइस।
हाउ डू आई गिव यू मोर रिस्पेक्ट? प्लीज टेल मी। नहीं,
एक्सेशन जब हुआ बाई चॉइस।
Ratan Sharda, now 1 minute, don't speak over each other.
I just want to ask, how do we give more respect to Kashmiris when there is thousands of crores being given, jobs being created, industry being brought in, and terrorists being taken care of, and they are standing with India after Pahalgam? They have clearly shown, Kashmiris have shown. So where is your problem? Why is your special देनी चाहिए? हमारा पेक है, कैसी इज्जत चाहिए आपको? जैसे मनमोहन सिंह ने दी थी टेररिस्टों को? बताइए मुझे। आप आते हैं, कम से कम मुद्दे की बात करिए। क्या कह रहे हैं अर्नब गोस्वामी? अर्नब गोस्वामी सेज कि भैया आप भारत के साथ हो, दुश्मनों के साथ क्यों जाते हो? आपके कोटेशन कांग्रेस के पाकिस्तान टीवी क्यों ज्यादा देता है? सवाल ये है ना, नक्सलवादियों को मारते तो आपको तकलीफ है, अगर नक्सलवादियों के विरुद्ध लोग खड़े होते हैं तो तकलीफ है, गन देते हैं आसाम में तो आपको तकलीफ है, जम्मू में गन देते बॉर्डर एरिया में तो आपके लोगों को तकलीफ थी।
आज तो मुझे
आप भारत के अंदर सिक्योरिटी चाहते हो कि नहीं चाहते हो?
हम तो मैं तो कहता
सिक्योरिटी नहीं होगा तो ग्रोथ कैसे होगा?
Okay, I'll tell you. Abid, can I take a minute? Abid, can I take a minute, please? Abid, just give me a moment, because I'm going to get everybody into this debate. Let me explain to you. Everybody in the country is equal. People from Jammu and Kashmir, Assam, Maharashtra, everybody is equal. This is my position. Now, the point is this, that our country is facing very unique challenges today. And I think you have seen that thousands of OGWs were arrested in Kashmir. The whole spy network is being caught. Okay? And then we have also taken on and we are throwing out and identifying the Bangladeshi infiltrators from Haryana to Rajasthan to Maharashtra. Then all these Andolan GVs are there who want to incite hatred, over issues like Waqf, etc. They are also threatening peace and national security, right? And we are fighting on various fronts. We must understand today, the Indian government represents all of us. We have to be with the government of India. The government of India is solving all these internal security and external security issues. Now, if you say I'm with Congress, I don't need to support my government, then you're taking a line that even if the government is doing good things by removing the Maoist terrorists, by throwing out the Bangladeshis, you will be against the government. Which means you are willing to go against national interest. And I'm saying to you, Abid, these are extraordinary times. सारे जितने लोग एनिमीज ऑफ द नेशन है, इनको आइडेंटिफाई करके, टारगेट करके, एक तरह से क्या होता है, चर्न को क्या कहते हैं इन हिंदू माइथोलॉजी? व्हाट इज द वर्ड फॉर रतन शारदा? एक तरह से व्हाट डू यू कॉल इट, द चर्न इन विच ऑल द एक मंथन हो रहा है, मंथन और इस मंथन, आउट ऑफ दिस चर्न ऑल द पॉइजन विल कम आउट फर्स्ट, देन द नेक्टर विल कम. और ये 2-3 साल चलने वाला है. This is a reality in our country. You have to choose. If you're watching this debate, mark my words, you have to choose. This is going to happen. All the enemies of the nation will have to be identified, targeted, thrown out and punished. It will happen. Sanju is on the debate. Sanju is on the debate.
So I will. Please, let's have a sensible debate, Arnab. Okay. I just want to make one very important point. You started the debate with mentioning the GDP growth numbers. There's an entire cabal there which will today question, how did we see a 7.4% GDP growth in the fourth quarter? How did we do 6.5% for the full year of FY25? Arnab, your audience needs to listen to this very carefully in 10 seconds. Our GDP growth in FY22 was 9.7%. FY23 7.6%, FY24 9.2%, and now in FY25 6.5%, which means the average GDP growth of India in the last 4 financial years is 8.25%. Show me one major country in the world which after a black swan event like the COVID pandemic of 2020,
you people harp about GDP,
5 years,
but the per
has shown a growth of 8% plus.
Have the right windows.
The world.
So predictable.
You know, I don't understand who's this person who's giving me background music. Let me finish what I'm saying. I'll tell you why you are against the government, but more importantly against the country. If you don't celebrate the fact that India is the world's 4th largest economy. You are an anti-national if you don't celebrate the fact that with more than 55 crore Jan Dhan bank accounts, we have the world's largest financial inclusion program. You are an anti-national if you don't celebrate the fact that we have given more than 27 lakh crore mudra loans to more than 43 crore entities, making it the world's largest self-employment scheme. You are not against the government but against India if you don't celebrate the fact.
That's the point.
That more than 67% of the FDI came up into the country in the last 10 years of the Modi government alone. In last 20 years, we got in $1 trillion, and in the last 10 years, we got in $676 billion. You are not against India alone, but you are against facts if you deny the fact that today with more than 11 crore toilets, we have the world's largest sanitation program. You are against the government and against your country if you don't celebrate the fact that we have the world's 4th largest forex reserves, the world's 7th largest gold reserves, the world's 6th largest stock market in terms of market capitalization. And as Arnab Goswami rightly said at the start of the debate, from 126 Naxal-infested districts, we are down to just 5. Can you imagine by 2026 March, we will have a Naxal-free Bharat? But Rahul Gandhi, Pawan Kher and Jairam Ramesh, they say this is a government run by the trolls, of the trolls and for the trolls. That is the phrase used by dim-witted Pawan Khera, who's abusing the electorate's mandate. When he says this is a government of the trolls, he does not realize Narendra Modi has been given a mandate by the people. And Rahul Gandhi has been shown the exit door.
Now, 1 minute. Deepak will come in on the left and Anmol will come in on the right. You see, Anmol, I feel that if the Andolan Jivis can get a better job, then you form a party. Call it the Andolan Jivi Party of India. API. Dissolve up, form Andolan Jivi Party of India, fight the election. Indian, or there can be another name, IAP, not AAP, Indian Andolan Jivi Party. Anmol, you can't hear me? He missed the best line. I'll get him back. Anirban, maybe you can form the Andolan Jivi Party of India. You will be a very good leader of the Andolan Jivi Party. You're an Andolan Jivi by nature, by habit, by design, by language.
Yes.
Even the way you behave, you look also like an Andolan Jivi.
Yes, I am. And the farmers, I am an Andolan Jivi. The farmers showed the door to the BJP government. They were the real Andolan Jivis. They were called Andolan Jivis by the BJP, and then we know what happened. So therefore, it is the Andolan Jivis all over the country who are going to rid this country of the real anti-national.
Well, you have people like.
Therefore, unless and until we fight the BJP, we cannot save the country.
Well, now anyway, I'll go to.
And we will fight to the finish.
Okay, Anmol, please come into the debate with Deepak. I'm very serious today. It's very important our growth figure of 6.5% today because everything is relative. We are pegged at around 6.5% in FY27. US is pegged at 2.7%, China around 4%. We have become a big threat to the world, right? We are in an unprecedented phase of all-round growth. Deepak, you know this, you've been in the corporate sector, you still are. We are about to turn the corner. We are going to become a great country. But these Andolan Jivis want to spoil things for us. We want to grow the country. Anmol, the Andolan Jivis want to do Waqf protest. We want to build a national security doctrine. You want to do Hindu-Muslim politics. We want to end red terrorism. And you are supporting a party which says that the people like Ghulam Nabi Azad and Karni Modi and Anurag Thakur are to be compared with terrorists and the Pahalgam terrorists. So I'm saying today, even Kejriwal has to decide he's with India or against India. And if you're not a nationalist, you're against India. You agree with me? You agree with me, Anmol? If you're not a nationalist, you're anti-national.
Can I?
Do you agree with that sentiment? Nationalist means somebody who's with the country. If you're not a nationalist, there is only one choice. You want to say, no, we are in a grey area. You can't be in a grey area. Anmol, you can hear me, but you're getting confused.
Arnabji?
Yeah, you should. See, if you're, for example, if you're against the hanging of Afzal Guru, you're an anti-national. So far, you've been allowed to operate as an anti-national. Now, you should not be allowed to operate. You should be put in jail if you're an anti-national. If you support Yaqub Memon Afzal Guru, you should be put in jail.
Arnabji,
You're a threat to national security. These people should not be out in the open.
I strongly object with the kind of words you have used for my party. Our position had been very clear since the beginning. Any Indian, any person would support his country. And today, as we are discussing about Viksit Bharat, so we are talking about the aspirations of 140 crore Indians across all sections of society. A while back, the BJP spokesperson told some GDP figures. You also told some GDP figures. Certainly, there are threats like terrorism, Maoist insurgency, and illegal infiltration. They are indeed serious national security concerns. But the biggest threat today which our nation is facing is economic disparity and social injustice. And why am I saying this? Because although we are the 4th largest economy in the world now, but still, I'll give you some figures. In terms of per capita income, we are ranked at 143. Government spends less than 2% of its budget on education and healthcare. India ranks 105 out of 124 on the Global Hunger Index. Around 85 crore people survive on 5 kg of rations. ये तो भाजपा सरकार के फिगर है कि हम 85 करोड़ लोगों को राशन देते हैं, which clearly reflects the amount of poverty and extreme poverty and deprivation. The richest 1% of our country holds 40% of nation's wealth. ये हाल है इकोनॉमी का. Over 35% of people less than 5 years of age, they die just because of malnutrition. The top 1% earns 23% of the national income. And surprisingly, 64% of the GST return comes from the bottom 50%. ये सच्चाई है हमारे देश की इकोनॉमी की. So when we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, when we are talking about Viksit Bharat, so I am talking about every single Indian. हमारे देश के, हमारे समाज के अंतिम पंक्ति में खड़े हुए उस व्यक्ति के बारे में भी मैं चर्चा कर रहा हूं, जिसका अधिकार है कि उसे मूलभूत सुविधाएं मिलें. उसका अधिकार है कि सरकार.
1 minute. See the what happens is what happens is.
I hear him now. I need to respond.
One minute. Before you respond, I want to make a point. Before you respond, don't get anxious. You spoke before him. See, I'll tell you one thing. See. 1 minute. Anmol, I'm making a point.
30 seconds.
Anmol, I'm making a point.
30 seconds.
No. 10 seconds. Please listen to me. See, Anmol. Just bear with me. You can have any debate on economy. By the way, the per capita income in 2000, for example, right? Congress party period, right, was 10,000 rupees per year. So you did pathetically when Congress party was in power, per capita income. And when the BJP government took over, we were the 11th largest economy. Today we are 4th, going to be 5th. I don't want to debate that. I'm saying on central issues. And I'm really addressing 1 minute, Sanju, on central issues. Maoism, Tukde gang, anti-nationals, right? This urban Naxals. Why can't we be together on that? Why do you have to fight over it?
We are together.
You're no longer being funded by Ford Foundation, are you?
30 seconds.
Or is Ford Foundation still funding you?
I need to make a quick point.
Arnab ji,
is Ford Foundation still funding you?
30 seconds. No, Ford Ford Foundation never funded us. ये तो आप झूठ जो फैलाते रहते हैं ना, उसका कुछ हो नहीं सकता खैर.
Asking a question, what is
झूठ? Knows every lie which you spread on your
Man
debate.
cannot have a free run.
Can I respond, Arnab ji, now? 30 seconds.
Too.
30 seconds. You talked about sleeper cells. आपने कहा Can I respond, Arnab ji, uninterrupted? 30 seconds.
I heard you. You have to also wait for a rebuttal. You listed out ये नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं हुआ, ऐसा नहीं हुआ,
Sanju ji, I just need 30.
Tell me one thing. Today we are the world's second largest steel producer.
30 second की मौल.
We are the world's third largest energy producer. We are the world's fourth largest car manufacturer. Today, in a month, 1.3 crore mobile phones are sold in India. Today, in every single month, more than 12 lakh motorcycles are sold. Today, every single month, more than 5 lakh scooters.
No, that is all statistics, Sanju, that is all statistics. Come to the core issue. Let me get Deepak in on this core issue. No, those are all statistics. Core issue is after Operation Sindoor, core issue is, and I'm going to say, Deepak now, after Operation Sindoor, we should all wake up. And for a period of 2 to 3 years, we should not do politics on issues of internal and national security. Am I asking for too much, Deepak? That's all I'm asking for. Am I asking for too much, viewers? Deepak?
Arnab, let me come in here. Let me make one thing very clear. The difference between a nationalist and some of these guys. I would like to quote Chandrababu Naidu ji and Lokesh ji. They have clearly come on air and said that the interest of the nation comes first. Only after that, politics, party or state. Now, this is a kind of a statement what political parties in India need to make. And a statement has been clearly given that we stand by our Prime Minister and we totally back him. But one thing I would totally agree with you, Arnab, is that we are definitely in changing times, a very crucial period in independent India's history. We can see our dream. The dream of our founding fathers is right in front of us. The dream of developed India is right in front of us. A dream of civilization glory is right in front of us. But we have two threats. One, the two threats which are facing us directly. One is Congress and the Indie ecosystem and their ideology. The second is the pro-Pakistani and the jihadi elements who are within us. I would like to give one example, Arnab. During the Congress time, the top leadership of Maoists had a meeting in Andhra Pradesh in the Nalamala forest. And a senior IPS officer, a good friend of mine, he was deputed there to corner them and eliminate the entire top leadership. Just before they went for a kill, they got a call from the Congress, which was in Delhi, asking them to abort. And this is not a statement which is casually given, but this is what has happened. And another thing I would like to point out now is, let's look at China in this angle. We have certain internal issues. China spends more money today on internal security and surveillance than their defense budget. So I think we need to take a leaf from them. And we have to be absolutely swift, decisive and stringent in our action on these elements which are a threat to us. And the action should be so swift and so strong that shivers should run down their spines to do any damage to Mother India. These are my opening comments. I would like to put a few questions forward on the treachery of Congress in the next round.
100%. My point is, when we speak about anti-national, some people start jumping. How can you call people anti-national? Now, Abid, Anirban, what do you want me to call anti-national people? Anti-nationals, I'll call anti-national, no?
Can I?
If you are against my country's interest, if you are an anti-national. Yes, Rajshekaran.
No right to give certificates to patriotic Indians of this country. Because we don't support Narendra Modi and Amit Shah, Arnab Goswami cannot call any citizen anti-national. This is ridiculous.
What do you want me to call anti-nationals?
My India. My patriotism cannot be certified by Arnab Goswami and the people in the panel. Who are you? It's my India and my country. And you should understand, just because we speak for the people, 140 crore people are with us. Please understand, because I am on Republic TV, I don't take sides with BJP.
And your partner says it's a Sanjeev program. He condemns it. What do I call it?
Have a test, open challenge. And
I am asking you.
Okay, one minute. There is no need to get there is no need to get excited.
And then the Communist Party, your friend, said that this is Sanghee program. This should not have been allowed. That is your thinking.
And we are also competent.
So is that right?
On a
What should
legitimate
that be
manner, I
called?
can outshout Arnab Goswami.
No, don't shout, no. I am asking a question.
By being a
What
proud
is the
Indian,
shouting?
by being a patriotic Indian, I am more patriotic than Arnab Goswami. Who want you guys to give me certificate?
That's why I asked you, no.
No, I would be very happy. Why can't you say I'm more nationalist than Arnab Goswami? Say that, no? 1 minute. Ratan Sharda, 1 minute. Ratan Sharda, say I'm more nationalist than Arnab Goswami. Say, I'll be very happy.
They will be below the rank of me when it comes to nationalism, when it comes to patriotism, when it comes to my country, India. India is my country. I am born for several. Sanju Verma cannot decide my birthright. Who is she? She can go on a monologue because she is benefited from BJP.
Who the hell are you?
I am a citizen of the country. I speak for the country.
Who the hell are you? You don't have the guts to speak against your DMK boss
without any
who wants a separate Dravida Nadu. You don't have the guts to speak against people who say, hum sharminda hai, tere qatil zinda hai. You don't have the guts to speak against Rahul Gandhi, who's doubting the credibility of our armed forces. You don't have the guts to speak against A. Raja, who threatened a separate Dravida Nadu. And you're sitting here and giving lectures to the BJP.
Stop
you are an anti-national. You are an anti-national. Get that loud and clear. Are you happy when India becomes the world's fourth largest economy? No. Are you happy with Operation Sindoor? No. Are you happy with Operation Black Forest? No. Are you happy with Operation Taylor? No.
I will say, I am nobody. 1 minute. Rajshekaran, 1 minute. Let's get Abid and just 1 minute. I'll get Abid and Deepak in. Don't claim patriotism. I will be very happy. I will be very happy to call Abid Mir Magami of the Congress Party a nationalist if he supports the hanging of Afzal Guru right now.
किसकी सरकार में उनको फांसी दी थी?
नहीं, I'm asking you support it or not?
कौन सी सरकार कौन सी थी?
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दी भाई, आपको गलतफहमी है, आप मुझे
नहीं कांग्रेस ने
Say I think the hanging of Afzal Guru was a good thing. आप बोलिए ना, अच्छी बात
कांग्रेस
आप बोलिए ना, मैं इस रील को वायरल कर दूंगा. आप बोलिए कि मुझे लगता है कि अफजल गुरु को फांसी देके सबसे अच्छी बात हुई. आप ये बोलिए.
बहुत अच्छी बात हुई, बहुत अच्छी बात. तो कहते हैं जितने भी टेररिस्ट हैं सबको
जितने नहीं, मैं अफजल गुरु की बात कर रहा हूँ.
सबको दे दो, सबको.
मैं अफजल गुरु,
मैं तो कहता हूँ सबको. अफजल गुरु तो वो तो उनको तो दे दी गई. वो क्या फिर से जिंदा हो गए फिर के दोबारा?
नहीं वो बात नहीं. आप बोलिए यू सपोर्ट, जस्ट से आई सपोर्ट द हैंगिंग ऑफ अफजल गुरु.
मैं तो कहता हूँ जो पहलगाम में 4 आतंकवादी.
आप बोलिए सी ही वोंट से. दीपक, यू सॉ दैट दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. इसमें दिस इज वेयर दे गेट स्टक.
Arnab, there's one question I need to ask you.
Yeah, please ask.
When a terrorist dies in Kashmir, why do such a large crowd go for his funeral? And today, with Pakistan, several states have a border. Why did the Pahalgam incident happen only in Kashmir? So here the problem, it's not just blaming a Muslim community, but we have to understand they are 5 or 10% who are selling our nation. And I feel today it is the responsibility of the Muslim community and the people living in Kashmir to identify who these criminals are, because they are living among themselves. So the responsibility today lies not just on the security forces, it lies on the people of Kashmir and the people and those people, because end of the day, let me tell you that incident happened only in Kashmir. It didn't happen in the other 3 states. Why is that? There's a lot of people who are listening to this.
I don't know why after 1 minute, Abid,
एक सवाल मैं इनसे करना चाहता हूँ, एक सवाल मैं इनसे करना चाहता हूँ, एक सवाल मैं इनसे करना चाहता हूँ, मैं इनकी बात से सहमत हूँ, मैं एग्री करता हूँ, मगर एक सवाल का जवाब ये दे दे बस। मुझे नहीं, दीपक जी आप सुनिए, एक सवाल, मैं आपकी बात से एग्री हूँ बिल्कुल, आपने जो कहा बिल्कुल आपके बात से
mindset is the problem here. The mindset is the problem here.
मैं वो तो वही कह रहा हूं, मैं तो आपकी बात से सहमत हूं, मैं बस एक सवाल आपसे करना चाहता हूं। आप मुझे बताइए, जब पहलगाम इंसिडेंट हुआ 7 दिन पूरा कश्मीर रोड पे था, आप कितने दिन थे?
By either one thing, let me be very respectful. I am not blaming the 90%. I am blaming the 10%. So today, the challenge is, how do you identify this 10% who is backstabbing India? How do you identify? People living outside cannot, or the security forces cannot. It is primarily the responsibility of you people living in Kashmir.
No, I now
who these criminals who are living within
just fundamentally. Let me put another question. 1 minute. Now let me get Anirban and Sanju. Anirban first and then Sanju. Anirban, since I believe that we should be with Bharat, my question to you, Anirban, is just make one simple statement that Trinamool Congress should officially say we do not want the vote of a single Bangladeshi infiltrator. If you're from Bangladesh, you should get out. We don't want your vote. You just make the statement, I will make the video go viral. I repeat the question. Anirban, will you say that Trinamool Congress should refuse the vote of a single Bangladeshi infiltrator and not make an excuse, how did they come into India? Because they've come into India, we'll take their votes. You should say, I'll make this video go viral, that we do not want the vote of a single Bangladeshi infiltrator. In fact, we believe all Bangladeshi infiltrators should be picked up and thrown out of India. Just say this. If you're not anti-national, if you are not anti-national, I give you a chance to prove that you're not anti-national. Say that.
Well, if the BJP or some of their supporters call me anti-national, I will actually be proud.
Answer the question.
I'll present a fun fact to you. You know Netaji Subhash Chandra Bosu. No, you take a fun fact from me. Take a fun fact from me. It's a historical fact.
I'm not here for fun fact. I'm asking you whether you're willing to go on record and say you do not want the vote of a single Bangladeshi infiltrator and that Bangladeshi infiltrators should be picked up and thrown out of the country. Why don't you say that? Just I'll move on with any subject. I just want to hear you say that once, please. This is going to be a viral moment. Sanju, just wait, please. Please say it.
Let me tell.
Please say it. Please don't hesitate. Don't hesitate.
Netaji Subhash
Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Just say it. Just say it. No problem. Just say it. Just say it. I want to hear you 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 say it.
Yeah.
Please say that you're against Bangladeshi infiltrators. They should be picked up. Trinamool should not take their votes. They should be picked up and thrown out. Just say it. Please say it. Please say it. Please say it. I want you to say it. See, people are commenting already that you're avoiding the question. Sanju, wait. Let me corner him. No, you say it. Please say it. Please say it.
Are you against Netaji Subhash? Are you against Netaji Subhash or not?
I am asking you whether you want the votes of Bangladeshi infiltrators. Please say it.
Okay. Now let me complete my sentence.
Say we don't want the votes of Bangladeshi infiltrators. This man will not take a point against Bangladeshi infiltrators. You want the votes of Bangladeshi infiltrators, and you want me to believe you're not anti-national. You are an anti-national if you want Bangladeshi votes.
Fine.
You want Bangladeshi votes?
I don't care about what BJP says.
No. Do you want Bangladeshi votes?
Bosu was called an anti-national.
Do you want Bangladeshi votes? Do you want Bangladeshi votes?
No, take this from me.
Do you want Bangladeshi votes?
Subhash Chandra Bosu was called an anti-national.
Do you want Bangladeshi votes?
Can you digest that?
1 minute. You are comparing Mamta Banerjee to Subhash Chandra Bose. This will also go viral. You are comparing Mamta Banerjee to Subhash Chandra Bose. Now please don't insult Subhash Chandra Bose by saying that. Oh my God. This will also go viral.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bosu are anti-national. Make this viral, please.
This is terrible.
Go ahead and make this viral.
No. You please tell me whether you want
Bangladesh. Mukherjee called Netaji Subhash Chandra Bosu an anti-national.
So viewers, if you understand here, if you look at the sum total, he wants Bangladeshi votes, which is why he's not going to commit. And when I call people who want Bangladeshi votes anti-national, he's going to object. Sanju,
May I please? I heard him now for a long time. Arnab, did you hear Mamata Banerjee's statement? She said, Operation Sindoor naam pe dite chilan, politics catch korna jonno. She's saying Operation Sindoor was named as such because Prime Minister Modi wanted to politicize with an eye on votes. I just want to ask Mamata Banerjee,
are the RSS and the BJP.
did she condemn the Murshidabad violence?
Sanju Verma
where Hindus were the victims? The answer is no. Did Mamata Banerjee condemn the Malta violence where Hindus were the victims? The answer is no. Did Mamata Banerjee condemn the Asansol violence of 2018? The answer is no. Where Hindus were again the victims? Did Mamata Banerjee condemn the Sandesh Khani gang rape? She was mollycoddling Shah Jahan Sheikh. Bangladeshi Ghuspetkiya. Mamata Banerjee's primary vote bank are Rohingyas and Bangladeshi Ghuspetkias. I want to ask Mamata Banerjee, you don't want the BSF to have expansive jurisdiction. Why? आपको BSF से क्या दिक्कत है? आपको CRPF से क्या दिक्कत है? आपको armed forces से क्या दिक्कत है? And this is the same Mamata Banerjee. You know, she was snoozing at the wheel during the Jagatpur violence.
Anyway,
Swami, Republic Bangladesh journalists have been arrested for no rhyme or reason for simply doing their job. This is who Mamata Banerjee is.
Okay,
she's a fascist.
Anmol, here's a...
Ethics are on sale for
I think Mahua Maitra discussing her is beneath the program. Anmol and Ratan.
Questions for Anmol.
Yeah, ask questions to Anmol. Ratan Sharda to Anmol.
Why is Kejriwal so silent all through the Operation Sindoor? What is the reason? Secondly, in Punjab, is it a fact that aap a soft corner for Khalistanis? That is the reason increasing case of violence, increasing case of bombs being thrown in the police station, increasing case of loot and robbery, etc. Why is aap not able to take an action? Soft corner for Khalistanis? And why Kejriwal is not speaking about Operation Sindoor? Where he's gone? He has gone some underground place. What is the reason? And you talked about the all kind of costs. You talked about economic and all that. So from fragile 5 to top 4 economies, that's not a growth. The growth rate of India higher than any country in the world is not that achievement. Unless there is
let him respond. Let him respond to you. Let him respond. Anmol, the moot point. Why is Arvind Kejriwal remain so silent on Operation Sindoor? Why has he been almost, undercover? Why is he not spoken on the Bangladeshi infiltrators being picked up? So many are being caught in Delhi. I hope you don't want them as a vote bank. Or are you also doing the vote bank politics?
They said that we have been given ration by our government.
Let him reply. Yeah.
Arnab ji, please give me, Arnab ji, I have been requesting you to give me uninterrupted time. I'll respond to all your questions. First of all, you said about sleeper cells. First of all, you said about sleeper cells. Arnab ji, ये interrupt कर रहे हैं बीच में, ये बहुत गलत बात है. ये डरे हुए हैं, मैं जवाब दे रहा हूँ, ये सुनना नहीं चाह रहे. You talked about sleeper cells. चलो, अगर मुझे बोलने देना हो तो बता देना. अगर मुझे बोलने देना हो तो बता देना.
बोलिए.
नहीं, ये जो tactics है ना, ये उन्हें आप क्यों उन्हें शांत नहीं कर रहे? देखिए, you talked about sleeper cells and overground workers.
Yeah.
We saw that during that Pahalgam incident, the main agenda of those terrorists was to create a religious divide between India and Pakistan. अरे शांत सुनिए पहले, आप में हिम्मत हो सुनने की तो सुनिए. And we saw that how अर्नब जी क्या अर्नब जी आप बोलने देंगे या नहीं, या मैं बताइए क्या किया जाए?
कुछ नहीं कह रहा हूं.
आपने बीजेपी के समय तो नहीं टोका. नहीं, आप उन्हें तो शांत कर सकते.
रतन शादा, let him complete.
फिर हम भी नहीं बोलने देंगे.
रतन शादा, let him complete.
He doesn't respond to the question. That is my problem.
It's all right. Ratan Shada, let him make his point.
He will draw the answer.
The problem is that the terrorists wanted to create a religious divide within our country और कुछ मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया के गद्दार हैं जो हिंदू मुस्लिम एजेंडा को प्रमोट कर रहे थे। आप तो समझदार हैं अर्नब जी, समझ तो आप गए होंगे मैं किसे कह रहा हूं। दूसरी बात, दे वर फ्यूलिंग द एजेंडा ऑफ दोज टेररिस्ट। सेकेंडली, you talked about Bangladeshi infiltrators. Arnab ji, I suggest you to hire a research team so that they can inform you that it was the Honorable Supreme Court which passed an order in 2020 stating that central government must show the doors to those infiltrators. उन्हें बाहर का रास्ता दिखाया जाए. In 2013, वेस्ट बंगाल रैली, इट वाज प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी हु सेड कि 6 महीने में अपने बक्से बांध लो, आपको बाहर का रास्ता दिखाया जाएगा। तो हमने तो रोका नहीं मोदी जी को, हमने तो कहा नहीं कि नहीं दिखाओ, बाहर निकालो उन्हें। 12 साल हो गए, 12 साल से सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कह दिया, आपके राज्यसभा में मंत्री सांसद ने कह दिया, बहुत समय मोदी जी ने कह दिया, मुझे उन पे तो कोई कार्रवाई नहीं की। दूसरी बात, वी हैव बीन वेरी अनइक्विवोकल इन सेइंग दैट we have been very unequivocal in saying that we were standing strong with the central government, with the Indian army, but it was the central government which backed off on 10th of May. अरविंद केजरीवाल ने स्पष्ट शब्दों में कहा था, ठहरे हैं, इन्होंने सुना नहीं या ये देख नहीं पाए, तो
I'll give you 5 seconds, Deepak. 5 seconds to Deepak.
15 seconds and after that I rest
5
my
seconds
case.
to Deepak, then 5 to Sanju. Yeah.
Then why aren't we calling Vijay Shah?
One second. Let me just put these questions up.
Don't bring it down.
It's all your time.
जिन्होंने कहा
Arnab, can I come in, please?
का भाव नहीं था।
Arnab, can I just come in here?
No,
15 seconds.
Anmol,
Just 5 questions.
Louder for Anmol.
तक है, उनके बारे में
What are you doing?
कहते? Why aren't we calling the BJP-led central government, which is
Arnab, I'd like to ask 5 questions.
China?
And I challenge anybody from the India ecosystem to answer this.
I'll give you 5 seconds. You can't ask 5 questions in that. Make it quick.
Yeah. The first thing is, Arnab, why did Congress allow Pakistan to bleed India for so long? Why Congress questions our army?
Why did you remove Anmol? Yeah.
Bharat tera tukda tukda hoga gang.
Anmol is
why
speaking.
Congress did not give bulletproof jackets to our army? Why Congress opposes laws regarding illegal infiltrators?
Okay, thank you.
Why Congress labels CAA as anti-Muslim?
Anmol.
Why Congress doesn't?
For some reason, Anmol is answering for the Congress. Anmol.
ये कैसा नेशनलिज्म है?
And on
ये कैसी देशभक्ति है?
Any of these questions?
Anmol and Sanju.
में चाइना को बुला रहे हैं, उन्हें कह रहे हैं कि वो व्यापार करें। जिस चाइना ने पाकिस्तान की मदद की, हमारे सैनिकों के खिलाफ खड़े हुए, ऐसे चाइना को व्यवसाय
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time I have tonight. That's all the time I have tonight. There are only 2 sides tonight. You're with Bharat or against Bharat. You're with the country. If you're not with the country, you're an anti-national. Is that the right way to put it? Tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll see you after the weekend. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं।